Hey guys, I'm working on another major video that's taking me longer than normal to finish, so in the meantime, I'm going to do a quick off-the-cuff review of the first 3 episodes of Muteking, and what I think of it so far. So, first things first, why should you guys care about Muteking? Why do I care? So, the original Muteking is a show I've actually never seen because it came out in 1980, coming off of 1979, and it reeks of the last days of disco. The original Muteking was actually a show I first became aware of because about 5 years ago, it became a meme. Like, I think it becoming a meme is honestly the #1 reason it got a reboot, because it became a meme because the show, more than any other show from the time Boken Heroes, makes the least sense out of context. Let me quick explain the Time Bokan Heroes. So, Muteking is one of the Tatsunoko Time Bokan Heroes. The Time Bokan Heroes are all heroes loosely inspired in their show format and toy business models by the first Time Bokan show, which was kind of like a shitty Japanese Doctor Who for kids, like about these kids who like time traveled and like saw historical events to like learn about history. Anyway, it had a much superior breakout sequel called Yatterman, which you might have heard of from like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. That was about a pair of horny white teenagers in jumpsuits who were factory workers by day, mass vigilantes by night, and they drove around on their giant sentient robot dog fire truck fighting the treasure-seeking Durango gang, a trio of down-on-their-luck villains who became the most interesting characters on the show and created a legendary character archetype that went on to later inspire such villains as Team Rocket, as well as other strange misfit villain groups. Anyway, Yatterman had a bunch of bad clone sequels, the way Scooby-Doo had a bunch of bad clone sequels, and the weirdest one, the only one worth remembering, worth talking about, is Muteking. So, why did Muteking become a meme? Well, Muteking is full to the brim with stupid, weird shit. Muteking wears roller skates. He wears an Elvis cape. He sings his own goddamn theme song. And when he sings it, these cheerleaders just appear out of nowhere, and they disappear when he doesn't need them anymore. He owns a disco robot. Every character in the show uses roller skates, and he has a talking dog. Now, the show is seemingly set in Los Angeles, which is very weird for an anime in the 70s. On top of that, like all the Time Bokan Heroes, he has an army of giant, insane, sentient robot animal vehicles. Now, making things even weirder is the bad guys. In the original Muteking, the bad guys are an army of evil black octopuses who come to the Earth from outer space, and they turn themselves into human beings which resemble Eggman and Phyllis Dillard. Anyway, they proceed to put out all the lights in LA by painting the town black, but unfortunately for them, whatever they do, whatever they want to do, it can all be undone by Muteking showing up on the scene and singing about how great he is. Now, there was also this good octopus from the same planet as the evil octopuses, and he gave some punk kid this random superpower to turn into Muteking. So Muteking uses his roller skates and his weird psychedelic powers of meme, nonsensical Hollywood musical bullshit to create this like pocket dimension wormhole full of like skate ramps and other psychedelic shit where he would just roll around, sing his theme song, and literally his entire theme song is just about how great he is. And singing the theme song would Deus Ex Machina whatever damages the octopuses had done to LA and reset everything back to hunky-dory. Now, this is the general format for a 1970s Muteking episode, and I believe for the most part that's what happened in every episode. Now, I didn't see the show, I just know of it very well from memes, but making matters worse, when the show did become a meme, because it was 2015, Tatsunoko Productions, shocked by how dare they make fun of Muteking, did their best to bury the show and delete it from YouTube. Although, much to my relief now that the show is trending again in the modern day, people are trying to repost some of the memes and they're popping back up again on YouTube. So anyway, let's talk about that reboot. So fast forward to 2021, because Muteking was a meme, it got rebooted. So here we are, 2021, Muteking the Dancing Hero is out. Now, episode 1 starts so incredibly strong. It starts with fucking Plastic Love by Maria, the most watched Japanese song on YouTube. The audacity that they had dropped this holy song at the start of the first episode makes me think that this show knows what it's doing so well and everything it's going to be doing is going to be hardcore amazing. The first episode is actually, by all accounts, really, really good. Now, on top of a really, really strong opening and ending, which are just straight up beautiful, the opening is so complicated that my TV can't even stream it right because it's so visually complicated. And the ending might be my song of the year right now because it's just resonating with where I'm at in my life so really hard. And it's a good goddamn song. Plus, it's a cool ending. The ending is really cool. So, in the first episode, we're introduced to Muteking, the new Muteking, who moves to a very good representation of San Francisco. He immediately meets this guy named DJ, who is probably the octopus from the original Muteking in human form. I say this because he's obviously behind Muteking becoming Muteking, but he also disappears when Muteking appears, and when Muteking appears, he is followed by a DJ octopus that is just in the background playing songs as Muteking dances around. Now, the first episode was amazing. Episode 2 and 3, meanwhile, were both good, but just not as good as the first episode. So in those episodes, we get the sense that the new Muteking is having a very similar monster of the day pace like the old Muteking, and they set up a bunch of crazy subplots for Muteking to deal with. Like, he's trying to find his missing father, he's trying to find a place where he fits in San Francisco, which is admittedly a tough city. He's trying to score with this secretary waitress at his favorite diner. And on top of all this, there's this evil version of Apple Computers ruled by an evil CEO who lives on the island of Alcatraz. And he kinda is and kinda isn't Steve Jobs. He has several ninjas and an AI-generated CGI pop star that hypnotizes people with really good music, and then fucking melts them down into sludge. Excuse me, evil Apple, how are you going to sell your evil iPhones if you keep melting down all your customers into sludge? Now, luckily for them, Muteking shows up and turns into Muteking, and just like in the 1970s, Muteking can create a psychedelic pocket dimension full of nonsensical roller skate ramps. We can fly around, sing a song about how great he is, and doing this completely undoes the damage done by them black apples. Now, what's got me worried 3 episodes in is that every episode has been ending with him singing the same damn song at the end of the episode. Now, the first episode puts such a very strong emphasis on the importance of music that I thought we might just get lucky enough to get a different song for the end battle in every episode. You know, to keep it interesting. But looking like that's not the case. It's looking like right now he's just going to sing the same damn song in every episode because that's the tradition that the 70s had. So that's a little bit disappointing for me, but I get it. It's tradition. Okay, fine. Now, I've watched Macross 7, and I know that Neki Basara blasted Totsugeki Love hard at the aliens like 34 times before it got old, and he eventually moved on to Remember 16. But more distressingly is the fact that the monster of the day in every episode so far is a big stupid black ghost. Looks like the big stupid black ghost from Yoshi's Island. Anyway, they've defeated this ghost multiple episodes in a row at this point, and I'm not amused. As much as I love this show, as much as I love everything it's doing, the fact that it's got the gall to do this unprecedented bullshit where every episode ends with the same hero singing the same song, fighting the same monster in the same battlefield, defeating them all exactly the same way? What the hell? I know Power Rangers gets called out for having a really cheap formula where they fight a monster every day in a wheat field, but at least a new fight gets filmed and they fight a new monster, and you know, making those monster costumes that hard. But this year, this is a whole nother dimension of cheap laziness, and I can't really forgive this. Like, I can forgive the same song being used in every episode because sure, you can only make so many songs, but for fuck's sakes, animate something new to go along with it. The end battle in an anime is supposed to be the main entree of the entire show, and they put together this really wonderful, lovely show, and then it all boils down to this disappointing core of stock footage. A battle that was cool in the first episode, but now you're ruining it by repeating the same battle with the same footage in every episode. So that's such a downer. That's like really, really taken my mood down by like immensely 3 episodes in. Like, based on where the show is at so far, if this show is really as lazy and as hellish as I'm starting to feel like it is by this third episode, maybe every episode is going to play out like these first 3, and we're going to see the same fight like fucking 12 more times. But I am hoping that since there's so many story threads, they will take some eventual U-turns with those and like, you know, fight a different monster for fuck's sake. I'm also expecting that there is definitely a big stupid twist coming that DJ is either definitely the octopus from the original show, or if not, a similar good octopus. I'm also hoping, for the love of God, that Muteking at least gets a different song to sing. I think I could forgive the stock footage if the song was at least different. But it seems by episode 3 he's fully accepted and is now comfortable in his role as Muteking. I'm also expecting that the bad guys, in a obvious twist, might be the evil octopuses from the original series, but I might be wrong because they do also seem to be eating octopuses, so maybe it's something completely different. But that's where I see the writing on the wall as of right now, 3 episodes in, especially since so many of them are faceless ninjas, so they're probably just octopuses under those masks. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are you guys going to watch Muteking this year? Or maybe next year? Or somewhere down the line? If not, let me know. Maybe it's too weird for you. Maybe like me, you're being turned off by all the stock footage. So, yeah, tell me what you think. Muteking. Anyway, that's me, Buster Green. Please subscribe. I'm so close. I just need like 300 subscribers and then I'll get monetized and I can like pay my rent. Okay, thank you guys. Later. I'm out.